or the human homes? What will be the next option? As in, what need for be done?
Well, even in learning, say in the absence of appropriate materials, we always improvise. I think say we need for ensure say we bring other measures. Like they says, the problem with the guy really in our society today, we parents not seem to get much time for really engage with beginning. We're so busy and bothered about what thing they happen today or what thing they happen at the world than even the welfare of beginning. And so in the process, we miss out on a lot of things. Me, I should say the beginning get a whole lot of information where they can share with you, provided we actually engage them, talk to them, make them your friends. Me, I can say to anybody, say the 10 where we they go school and the 10 MPK they go school now, the gap is there. Times have changed, and so now it's about conversation. We start the conversation now. If you not start now, when really will begin now? So I really think, say in the absence of in the homes where they're not able to afford anything and they because of resources, I mean, you can improvise, find other measures, other means for get it done.
So to my own direct work now, as in prison watch. The question again now, we talk about decongesting the prisons. Options not if options not there, they not get new locations, as in for move the the prisoners, as in for move the one in a cell. Waiting for be done. Waiting can be the next option. Waiting prison watch go put forward as the clear advice. Say this now we think say what I can do and it will help for solve the situation. Taking into consideration also that like it happened for case 90, there are some where might, because of movement from one place to the other, attempt for flee from justice.
Yeah. The best we can do in the absence of decongesting the facility, because the fact of the matter, I talked initially will start here. The inmates not they go any side, then they one side, especially so now that courts don't close. So we the visitors, the officers, now we they go out, now we they come out. So the emphasis at this moment now go day on we. Where they go in and come and do, because now we very likely go counter. So now the authorities need for put in place measures we go ensure say anybody where they come in, then screen them thoroughly, take your temperature, make sure say regular hand wash they go on, and we exercise what we call social distancing. Let we know like how we sit down, so it is okay. But like you sit down more gather no, enough is in a social distancing and so we really need for try for do that. Then the authorities they also need for try for ensure say over time this go be not go happen now, but we need for also begin think about conducting test na the facility then, because I think say what thing they make with the notice all the number they go up now because there have been an increase in the number of tests and what they do. And so if we also begin go in that direction, they'll go being really try to get reality and will really help a whole lot for cut down on the number of deaths. Because if you will detect the disease early, I think say the likely tendency in the say you can survive them. But we don't notice people don't die. And I should say sometimes it could be that because the able detect early and then they make them thing and they happen. So also need for really improve on with testing and increase the number of testing. We increase also by institution.
All right, interesting points then put forward. I should say the one that they listen, go don't take notes because they are very, they're one and they can walk out. The one that you put forward, so screening increased, now the entrances, make sure say everybody wear a mask when they go inside keep the social distance and try for conduct tests and so that you can able to know if anybody they walk around with we're asymptomatic, you can tell say well this person is carrying the disease also and are able to curb this spread. Now Manaf, before you the left we or on the left we for today, we want for how soon are they roll out the plan that we talk about the interagency meeting they wanna been get and we wanna put together for cities now what we need for do for better the situation of picking and the country. How soon are they roll and they out?
Okay, this plan here what we call psychosocial support framework. It actually supports the psychosocial pillar, one of the pillars of the EOC. So according to we plan, and actually the whole plan belongs to the two ministries, Ministry of Social Welfare and the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs. So with the NGOs, UNICEF, and technical personnel from the two ministries, plus also the National Children's Commission. Now we don't help for harmonized then documents here. This morning we don't try for updates them, and we actually want for submit them to the two ministers tomorrow, because now that will be agreed on last week, and we don't want for change them. We want for submit them to the two ministers tomorrow, and after the submission, because the ministers themselves, of course, themselves, they look forward to this document, and the EOC psychosocial pillar, they look forward to this document. I shall say once we submit the document to the two ministers, then also they take them forward to the EOC. But what's also important at this document, now actually the aspect of budgeting, because all the activities, the interventions, what we done, they highlight, with the part of this document, they also need resources. And so that document, now I'm going to guide the NGOs, the EOC, but also UNICEF and other UN agencies like maybe UN Women or UNFPA, in terms of which area they can able for support. Because once you get a clear plan, where they talk about budget allocations, and also you already also know what you get, you can able come in and say, okay, now so me want for come in and support. So that submission, they also go with the fundraising drive, both from us, but also the EOC. And what more also want to look at, now the fact say, we know the only get them documents here to the appropriate authorities for let them act on it, but we also need for serve as a monitoring body. We go for the meet regularly for the updates. We serve on waiting they happen on the ground, because we all don't forget officers on the ground will also they monitor or facilitate implementation of then activities here. So we go for the meet frequently, virtually most of the time, but
It has to be
for
virtual
actually
now.
exactly for actually they make sure say we address then till they ask and they go on, because we know say forget a plan not necessarily means say all issues where they on that plan they
Go
fix
be
immediately.
Yeah.
So we need a regular meeting for the actually follow up on each and every thing we do on the plan, and also look at interventions in
Alright.
areas we already get corona, like Western area, Kenema, Bombali, and Bonth and Bonao.
Okay.
And also areas we not get, but they need to be prepared for
Okay,
prevention.
Manaf. Thank you.
Also,
Thank you very much, Manaf. We'll come back to you for later just round up. But we want to talk to Kasho Olankul, the chairman, Western Area Rural District. Kasho, good afternoon. Welcome you live on /RN Corona Update.
Good afternoon, John.
Kasho, what's in the happening around your district?
Well, quiet. I just me together with the district emergency operations committee, we just go around from Waterloo. We move to Consultum, to Grafton, Regent, and then go to Godrich. We don't have Godrich. We don't go to Hamilton. We don't come number 2. Also, we look at Toke, and I talk to you right now. We pack right at Tumbo. We try to talk to the villages at Tumbo, together with the Mountain Navy commander and the police commander within there also.
I want to find out, is everything okay security wise?
Well, everything okay.
We want to find out.
The only thing that's more challenging at Tumbo because the adherents, like for Godrich, all man in the house, they keep to the law, but their own problem when they get it observed, then they use face masks. So one try for engage them for when they use the face masks. Tomorrow, now they observe, then they get a plenty and they begin the money left in the house, kind of company house. But we call like York, you call like Toke, you come, you find out the people they observe the laws. You go to Kent, the same thing. They will get a face mask and get the bucket for
You some of them, I'm sure if you engage them, then go tell you, say, well, sorry, we not get any case yet. So is it not there for anybody for a
yeah,
face,
we're not
face
telling them,
mask?
we're not for wait, because we believe, say, the secret of the communities there now. We never wait past we say we report case. Our action is we don't tell them, say, we prevent or make, we not report a case. So that's what we tell right now. They engage everywhere we go. They engage the demand them, engage few people because we don't mean engage that. But we talk to the children and vegan them, careful tell them the importance why we could there and one minute see the lockdown like a blessing is not a cause because if we don't go on lockdown there, so this thing will continue for the spread, and if it continue for spread, we don't get the freedom we want as the Unions. Development don't go day, we don't go for come for work freely, people then go die. So we don't tell them things in the end. Then concerning with the age, outside they not get bucket. One for us, we don't say tomorrow Wednesday, we buy more bucket for some bucket. Outside and say they not get face masks. We don't tell them say we don't give them for all man, but at least we must provide some quantity where they will get from the share to the safe and balance and we find them for themselves. I know the team. You know the team comprising of 12 people, 13 people, the police, the military, the district coordinator, SOB Davis, the ONS, the DMO, the press, the civil society, the youth, so everybody there.
All right. So how about you know on our enforcement to make sure say then comply. You talk about mask quantity they wanna go for provide. When I don't show them everything they can do alternatively in the event you're gonna on site and person say I not get nobody no provide for me. What you are supposed for do?
Yeah, well, we don't encourage you from get. We don't encourage you because we see in fact once we didn't go to somebody come and tell like I show we they get over 1,000 away don't so we say they say like 1,000 for one. So they don't encourage them for make the demand able for talk to people. People are going for buy them. The only thing is that I can say enforcement. We don't decide say tomorrow we do a checkpoint now Punkia where the market junction for enter inside God Reach where they're going to check you not only for make you wash your hand but also for checking if you use your face masks. So that's the one we want for enforce that. I've got Tumbo, it happen day now. It happen day from tomorrow morning, it continue to happen. What the soldier man then, the policeman go ask you for your face masks. So we also don't contact them, some NGOs them, some people away, they donate.
That is supposed to be an advice medical justification that people supposed for wear mask. If una for set up checkpoint for begin for check if people can get mask or not, when they go around, that not go disturb the order. I mean, and the people are going about their business.
You not go disturb. Salomon leg for make Pastor Aratam for make everything correct. You not go disturb. It is better we check you in a checkpoint for your marks than you go and spread the sick. So that's what we are doing. So that is part of our enforcement. If I don't say because I go at this street, every corner they put checkpoint for people to wash their hand there. Because some they see the container, it's enough so you get water, but they will never go for them and go wash their hands them. So basically what we are doing is we make a checkpoint them, we go people and they will tell you say, can on your bike or can on your motorcar, go wash your hand. If you get your hand sanitizer, they will let you go. You go apply in their presence and then go let you go. But if you show them enforce the lawyer, people not go make use of them. If you come to Tombo, I will tell you say one compound, you go see 30 people and get a day. They come on in different houses them, cash shit on they play draft, they play Ludo, they keep coming. Also they see police before they go in different houses them. So basically that the enforcement we do right now. Because we don't touch people them. But when the sick don't come, now we go to China, we don't make come over the world, we don't begin to touch people them, but the sick in dangerous, why in danger, how people for what people for do. Now I think to say we'll go for enforce a little bit for people to observe, let's see what they talk about.
Kasha reports on a come in say people and they go na the J hospital treatment center, but then they treat them. How the situation like day?
Let's say they waiting there.
People and they go for treatment. Reports on a come in say people and they go for treatment at the J hospital, but then they get medical attention.
But a corona patient them.
Well, not a corona patient, but people are where they sick, they go na they send the hospital for treatment. But then they get the treatment.
We'll get some little bit, we'll get some small complications because there's some corona patient back they go there, so some people will be afraid. But what we don't decide for do tomorrow, we're going to tell the public whether they for continue for going for treatment, for others sick them or not. So when the patients a little bit because now as I talk to you, so the contact treaters they're out, the surveillance they're out, everybody is busy. Because once you go around, so we still pick up people where they are sick. That's the other part of our for make class people right now. We don't pick person na consultum, we don't pick somebody na Hamilton, we don't pick somebody na Gloucester. We still going to pick up people away sick. Even at Kitchen of Waterloo, we don't be possible. So, but tomorrow, we will try to make people understand whether they for continue for good day, for go for all that treatment apart from corona, or they for stop for good day because corona people need it. So, we need to talk to the health people on that for me and give their advice.
And they where they experience difficulty for get access to water. How the situation like? Access to water and food for vulnerable groups in the Western Area Rural District.
Well, I think next time they provide some food for people, some money for people. We serve as a council. We don't provide some food for people away vulnerable. And yesterday, the pastor, the people in back way, like the magistrates, like Waterloo Court, instead provide food. So we need next year only announce, because if you announce you are going to provide food for this particular area, people away even get safe. Some man salon mentality go up and go to get back. So when they go, we assess what the area says. Indeed, they need food. We give them food for water. I think the only time we get a small challenge now up in the mountains that are Leicester, Gloucester, and of course and Godrich. But we don't engage Guma, and I think that is going on. We don't make sure water they tax them because we get 58 tax away. CRS we don't provide for we in the district way. We don't make Guma they give the water. So if possible water, like what happened at Lompa yesterday, so in Abasatong. We go there, we actually go to snap the people then can take water in the tank and go back to the house.
So tomorrow, now the day where everybody will go back to normal business. One place where they expect for be congested, na market. And Western area, rural district get different markets them. It's in on a plan for make sure say people rush go na market, put them in and they all man they run for go bye. No social distancing, which is obvious. That people don't ever jam body day and go for up and self because of the numbers where they go. The way to know they plan for do for make sure say even if the numbers plenty way go there, but at least in a way people able for control and self now the different side where then they go to market.
When we work with the security forces, we do some deployment tomorrow. I want to show you that. Now what we don't do these 3 days lockdown, we don't clean the market them. We clean and we don't fumigate. We don't fumigate the market. We don't clean them. The Waterloo market, we clean them. The Jewel market, we clean them. The Godrich market, we clean them. Tomorrow, what we decide for do, before you can a market tomorrow, the curfew still leave first, 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So by 5 o'clock, officers, they will not deploy. Now the marketplace is there. When you come, firstly, we don't tell us, say, we don't go yesterday forget face masks. We don't make some available so that they forget more. If you don't get face masks, you don't go easy for make you go in the market. Number 2, you don't go sell in a street. Number 3, we get for observe. That make we don't create other places where we don't give to the traders union them and the petty traders them for send the other people who they sell at tea, but then go sell the. We also want the one that will get shops there because again that's the other challenge. Now them they give people a fair for sell before they places them, then in turn people they pay them money, and that's the crowd. So we also want them. You don't allow possible for sell before you shop. If we meet you possible before you shop, we'll go to hold you guys possible for that. So we are trying, John. It's not easy, but thank God it's not they play on the whole part of the media life for people that they listen and understand that this idea make people do what people do. It is for our own good. It is for our own good. I don't tell them say if you die, market go still continue. Work go still continue. If you die, you work, they will take another person for the work. If you don't go sell, you die, other person continue for go sell. So keep your life safe first. And the only way to keep your life safe is 1, for wash your hands regularly. 2, for make sure you keep your distance. 3, use the mask. And if the person is sick, we will call 117. Just obey the law. And the way this sick not done, you continue for making profit, you continue for work. It's not easy. Some people still get that belief, say, this sick not day. Even when we go around, they tell them. In fact, when we send the other people for telling, they believe. Part of the system of we go to that before they will believe now. Now, make me encourage all leaders. And not see how political party they, and not see how church they go, smoke they go. As far as a community leader, you make sure you use your marks. They observe the law because the other people they watch you. I want to talk to all me demand them.
Sure. Thank you very much for your time. Continue for do the work we do, but they forget the people informed.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That now Cashel and Colin are the chairman for Western Area Rural District.
They come back to we studio guest them, Abdul Manaf Kemokaina, the Executive Director for Defense for Children International, and Ahmed Salujalo, Program Manager, Prison Watch Sierra Leone. Ahmed, before you left, we and also overcrowding of the prison cells and now concern to now. But then the more people continue for commit crime, the more you find out, say, the cells, the number of people in the cells, they increase. So in terms of reducing crime in the communities, we not get that overcrowded situation now the prison cells. What can do?
Well, we don't engage the media on that, and we don't really go in the communities, especially the young man there, where they get at various points and we side they sit down. Even before this time, we really feel say, not for just advocate for people that are within our prisons, need also they for begin prevent them coming into crime. And so we don't do that, and I want to continue. But then also, this will be another platform also will also continue for appeal to the general public. It is always good to stay away from crime. The prison situation, the physical detention conditions is really pretty harsh. And so let us stay away from crime so that we know crime conflict, we don't get any problem along the way. But when you go to other parts of the country, the prisons they're really very small. Like you go to Bonth, the number small. You come to Matrujon, the number small. Usai really will get the challenge.
The Western.
Pademba Road there was constructed for 324. We go over 1,500. You go to Bo, it was constructed for 80. You get over 300. You go to Kanema, you go to Makeni, you go to Poloko. They one another really overcrowded. You understand? Mm-hmm. So really feel say. Some steps that need for be taken at least now that the courts don't close, but we hope say that for don't ensure say they want the way they on the minor offenses, those traffic offenses, those minor lasting cases, they need for don't release them on bail, so that we will help for create more space at the prisons. Because if Corona enter prisons, are trouble. News so they're in about other parts of the world, who say Corona don't enter prisons, we don't see how much people that we don't test positive. And so we need to take steps for ensure say, proceed beyond the one case or the register of prisons.
So any other plans for give support to the COVID fight?
Yeah, sure. We will continue as an organization for engage with partners. This first phase of the fight, of the support, they end this week. And after that, we'll go for continue again with another phase. We also really face with prisons really lack a lot of preventive equipment, and we think say we need for continue for engage on that. We'll meet with the management tomorrow again for get an assessment of what really are the needs of the personal preventive equipment that we then get. Let's see which area we intervene. We don't begin engage with partners on that, but then after we discussion with them tomorrow, then we will get back to the public, to the media, or see what they do.
Okay, I come to Manaf, and you don't explain how for engage the beginning also, especially at this time where school don't close down. And one thing where most parents are not can do now for see how, especially picking them where they at primary and secondary level for engage them, for let them get themselves informed on news on happenings where they happen. You think say, I mean the radio, the television self can make an impact at the picking their life during this COVID-19?
Of course. Especially the television, because picking the left for watch image, it can make a lot of impact in the beginning life. And so in addition to television, any other image, picking and I make even picking their own readers, like books that when they read, people and they always try to make sure say they get enough images, materials when they watch, where they also interpret, make them innovative. And that make, just like I've been mentioned, say, if you get any opportunity for provide things the way they make picking sit down in quiet corner or in company sit down they draw, it educate the picking a lot, it make them creative, innovative, and so on. But I don't really know how much time we get, because one important thing I really want for stress, because this message needs to go to the government, and let we begin prepare ourselves so that another problem not go happen within this COVID, and we dey vulnerable as a nation. We all know say in the past 3-4 years, when we talk about rainy season, flooding they take place now Freetown in particular, and of course now other parts of Salone because of climate change, and of course also because of then deforestation and so on. If you look at Freetown, the communities that were mostly vulnerable, now they want the way they are along the sea. Susan's Bay now one of them, they don't begin get cases. So we actually need for begin prepare. I'm talking to awareness and all other players for begin prepare in case for also take that into consideration so that we will begin prepare, which include probably the cleaning, so we don't do for begin prepare for that, and also look at alternative places in case you get to move people in, and how you can move them safely in group, because when that kind of situation happen, definitely if you're not prepared, it will embarrass you so much.
Okay. All right, Manaf. Thank you very, very much for your time and plenty information you don't pass, and also for the work you do for bringing defense for picking them and also advocate on their behalf. Also, thank you very much to Ahmed Saliu Jallo from Prisons Watch for now saving contribution in this whole fight against COVID. Well, we hope to get time for now again another show. But if we get locked down, we'll not reach for that one. But
whether that lockdown or not to lockdown, anytime.
Yes,
once we are going.
Yeah.
Because even apart from what they happen now, maybe when the day where the health people discharge the last patient, say, okay, this is the final one, maybe that's the end of COVID. Yeah. But that's not to the end of picking and because picking and for the winner orphans, you know, the care.
Yes, and so many, a lot. I don't know whether they look at, I mean, for when I get to statistics of the picking and we currently they in quarantine homes.
Yes, I not get
so
now.
Not just one organization, but other organizations that may for complement the efforts of government.
Exactly.
For provide the needs of the picking and.
Yeah, so now make that platform we don't create now for actually manage the whole crisis, especially as far as picking and concerned. So within the AOC, of course, system already did now for beginning a document that they even disaggregate the data for almost picking and whether not girl picking and so on. And case management system also get for the even within, especially the Minister of Gender, and already the system, the primary system in there, whether be used during Ebola and even after. So all the one they need for be strengthened and actually use them now efficiently, so that at the end of the day we get data for all beginners who don't go through the system, the one them where they don't reintegrate, the one that we already get care, and even the one where they get care, you get beginner we go get care, but then vulnerable past other one. If your mind that they don't die, then they go take you to your granny. You can be more vulnerable than the one probably where then take to somebody way stronger and things like that. So all the statistics them, I mean, disaggregation need for day, and then I go inform other interventions will happen after COVID.
All right, thank you very much, Abdul Manaf Kemokaina, the Executive Director of Defense for Children International.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, continue for story. We are in Sludge. We'll bring you more updates and bring you plenty of information. Things that you need for know which you can do around and 10 days so for able for keep your mind at peace. Make sure so your mind stable. And the next person we'll bring in the studio for talk to now Joshua Abiose Duncan, Reverend Joshua Abiose Duncan, in the lead for Mental Health Coalition Sierra Leone and Speak Your Mind campaign Sierra Leone. We'll take this quick break. With a message from one of the musician them, Sawaid. We instead of waiting for Do. And immediately after that, we come back and we will talk to Joshua Abiose Duncan.
Mi fambule munakushe. Mi name na Sawahid, a popular musician, a singer and a songwriter. And I get very important message for una. I know say we all don't hear about this new sickness within they call COVID-19, when the coronavirus they pass out. I know say some pauna go still there in doubt, but Papa government don't make it clear to we all say the sickness is there and it don't come inside Salone. So now we no more for do something about that. The COVID-19 sickness they waka and it spread fast. But cool people we don't get this sick, just sick small and then well. But it can bad off for other people them. This sickness they pass from one person to other person. Where the water, where they come up and person where get the sickness, cough, sneeze, spit or blow, touch some side, and you go touch that same side day, and use that same hand day for play with your mouth, nose or your eye, where you know wash you hand with soap and water or use sanitizer. Waiting the worry we pass all thing. Now we person we get this sick can look strong and well and go they pass on to other people them in not even no safe. Even you safe. If you not get any sign yet, we bokutem can be fever or you just tire or dry cough or you're not sick at all. You self can get this sickness and you they pass on to other people them. Even to the one them where you like, you self no know. So dear, make we follow Papa government advice for dinner we host them. Or make sure say we keep far from other people them if we get important thing for go do not treat. Protect yourself. Protect the one them where you like, even the one them within your community. Just like how me and my wife they protect ourselves, we picking them and all man where they near we. Make them believe say COVID-19 day and it real. So now we no more now for tinap tranga one for fet this sick for make it happen salon.
This message they come to you from BBC Media Action and UK aid from the UK government to the IGA project Gidi Kopo.
Welcome back. That's a message where BBC Media Action put together and Sawahid being the advice we as to what we suppose for. Well, at the studio now, one for welcome Joshua Abiose Duncan, Reverend Joshua Abiose Duncan, in a lead Mental Health Coalition Sierra Leone and Speak Your Mind campaign Sierra Leone. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
We're glad to forget you again.
It's a pleasure.
Tough time there are so for people their minds, mental state. Waiting they happen, waiting for the happen now, waiting we for the do. For keep we safe now that state where we keep able to respond adequately to things that already happen around with it.
You know, tough time require tough people. But tough people no they come so by end. Now a process, now a making. And for me I think say with all which we they go through, it is the process of making us. Making our resilience strong, making our decisions strong, making our approach to life strong, and also learn for be flexible to the changing trend. So for me, I think say we are in a process and we will become tough because we don't really say when the going gets tough, now only the tough they get going. So that for me is a very good direction for we as a country amidst the challenges we will face with the lockdown.
First lockdown, second lockdown, what's in the happen people in mind now? Would there be a third one? How we be able to cope?
Brilliant question. For me, it brings me to the story of the boiling frog. Maybe we don't hear it before. That you take the frog, you put the water in a pot, and the water boil, you put the frog inside the pot. The obvious result of the frog, it will jump out of the pot. Because you don't take from an unfriendly, unfavorable environment, and you put, from a favorable environment to an unfavorable one. It will resist. Yeah. This can be one way where people and they adjust. But the second way now, you put the frog in the cold water, they're obviously okay with that. Then you put the pot in the fire. Waiting they happen over time, now as the water they heat, the frog they learn for adjust. Unfortunately, because the environment not be negative, yeah, it go try for adjust and it not go jump out of the fire or out of the pot because it thinks say that na a very good habitat and it go boil itself to death. The first case scenario now one way being be very unfriendly for we being you know, it take we to days of crisis where then go say 6 to 6 curfew, you know. So a second one way it's like we adjustment. I don't hear a few people and they say we don't begin used to RAM, yeah. Although there are certain things in our life where you know they used to, but I think say this one is much better for we as compared to the last. And very positive that it's a learning process, and honestly, we are just like the frog, even when the environment not conducive.
You know, Reverend, the time we will be called the first case fear, panic grip people them. And that take we now right through the first lockdown, the second lockdown, and people still within themselves and they ask the question, when all this go down? I mean, that fear we don't start, it don't continue. How people then go get out of that fear?
Yeah, honestly, crisis situation, they come with disbelief, they come with fear, they come with anxiety, they come with anger, and all of them, and then the different people get out and they express them. But I think, say, me family me do you me around me position of fear. Fear gets in positive end and they get in negative end. While on one hand, fear functional and it go make you be very careful how you go just left your body and left your system open to a condition like corona. On the other end, it get the tendency for make you feel panic. Yeah. And if you feel panic, it means to say they lost touch with your emotional and mental well-being. And then they dislodge you totally for take right action. I don't see somebody who become very anxious and timid. Thing where it can do very well, honestly, it do am the worst way you go ever think. Because already in seats of judgment, don't be paralyzed. And you're not able for use them correctly, for able forget the normal desires in life. So the fear, the first case, everybody been getting response. Some fear say, oh, finally we don't get them. I've been there in a meeting where somebody they say, it is not if, it is when. So when me own mind be non prepare, it not come to me as a surprise in as much as I've been very concerned. Yeah. However, I think say we respond. I know somebody when a crime boss. I know somebody will smell death because we don't associate corona is equals to death. But to be sincere enough, that fear we've been there versus now, I think say they reduce drastically.
Okay. So practically, what in people really need for do? I mean,
what makes you? Yeah. You know, I mean, honestly, a stressful situation like corona, they come and they impact we based on waiting make we. And two things make we. Number one, we nature. Waiting the inside, we waiting them born we with. Waiting at the gene that we will get from our parents them. It give we the tendency for stand every challenging time. Or do we have that weak mind where, honestly, to be sincere enough, you can't even stand the sight of blood. Let's to say yeribo then kind dreadful thing. I know of people in my community, they make up their mind not for go no side. Even if not for eat something good, they make up their mind because they don't want for go hospital, they don't want for go markets, they don't want for go na crowd. That now fear can hinder you. Yeah, that is around your nature. But your nurture is basically talking about the things where society make you out of. Yeah, you can get a weak nature, but when you nurture yourself for able for stand the odds, to be sincere enough, you'll be able for stand. However, realize, for be very sincere, from the eye of the professional, that a lot of anger, now one way we're not able for control, so we get feedback, bounce back, especially from people that waiting say, well, sometimes in quarantine we or sometimes this happy. You see the anger, you see the vexation, and that gets for do with the nurture, the ability for manage the emotional strength in all day. So they are literally paralyzed, and then the feedback that kind of way.
So you say you notice say fear the fear will be there initially where first case be announced, how everybody be react. You notice it already. So waiting to happen. Information don't available. People that don't get plenty knowledge of waiting they're supposed for do. Waiting don't change and we make the fear they reduce now.
I think say you handle the first one correctly. Yeah. I be also say the last time the absence of enlightenment now the presence of ignorance. And a lot of people actually from an ignorant, uninformed point of view been done to see corona as one way not can be managed. But I mean, let me check with statistics. The number of recovery versus the number of death, it not be the same. So there is hope at the end of the day. Say honestly, corona is not equals to death. That's now one thing. The second thing, and that I think say we want to acknowledge the media. I appreciate so much on our effort in making sure say people are able to understand the dynamics around corona. Because when information or then there is yagba quite a lot. The second thing, experience. What people see, what people come to discover. The first case come out and it make himself public. You know, and I think say that for me, now the assurance where people say, well, if I go treatment center, that is not the end of my life. The experience where I see that one they go through, I get the tendency for go through and come out triumphantly. So for me, I think say that's also a brilliant lesson where we learn, we reduce the level of fear drastically.
So what's also happening now, the amount of information with negative will reduce, as opposed to, like you mentioned, you know, people now know, say people and they recover from the disease. You think so not the path that they take now, we're letting people know that if in as much as then they get people where they go into quarantine homes, you get the one the way they complete the quarantine period and then they be released from quarantine, but also you get people that have been on sick, they're not in the hospital, they don't treat and they recover and they're released.
Yes. And you know, I mean, the media make use of them and then they will be released. Media in mental health. And honestly, I think say waiting now the disadvantage for people that we release, now the fear of stigma. How you go see and say, hey, but this guy been get corona. You know, so a lot of people will be released for privacy, wouldn't come out. Yeah. But for me, I think say there is so much strength in people coming out and say, I went through this dreadful situation and I come out as a champion and I want to speak as ambassador of those who have recovered. That if only we can able to speak out, we experience, and now we've been there at the treatment center and waiting we see as opportunities rather than challenges, honestly, a lot of people go able for see light at the end of the tunnel. Remember, corona is new, but the issue around Ebola for others now like a flashback. And when once you get them flashback, then a lot of questions will come na your mind. At the end of Ebola, we fed stigma. During Ebola, we fed stigma. You know, so we need for realize a lot of factors can affect somebody for perform and perform as he ought for.
Now, we don't know of you know, case 90, for instance. They're on the run. He jump, come on a quarantine home. Then catch him, he then a cell, then test him, he sick, positive, can't go to hospital, he did it, he gone away. Now, waiting it for the happen when results to be announced, when people and they be told of their status, how it will be done. Because the other day when they talk about fear, you say either make you flee or you fight.
Yes.
Flight or fight. So people then can take the first option,
Yes.
run away.
Yes.
Or some people then stay and take the second option and fight.
John, frog not the jump something for nothing. Honestly, if you see frog the jump in the afternoon, we always realize in a two things. Either they run at something or something they run at around. You know me, I not they judge the person in action, I they judge the thoughts. And to be sincere enough, you bring something sensitive. What about if I they broke the news around your positive status to you? Waiting are the factors they were for consider. And to be sincere enough, we are missing it at that point small bit. It make a member one also have been there, they tell her the college, you know, somebody just come meet in West and say, hey, you see don't know they laugh. Now also don't born here on Pademba Road. The person went straight into shock. And the reason in Africa, in we culture Sierra Leone, even bad news, then they take big people away responsible for find skills for bring them to you. So if you go say we can't pick you up because you don't test positive, the first thing then go question signs and symptoms and question waiting justify who side this person come out we get this positive. So I think so with psychosocial intervention and the skill at which we go use them is very, very important. And I think we miss them small. Because a lot of time we say psychosocial, we think now we'll give you rest, we give you cooler, we give you then thing, then they. That's around social, but the psycho is talking about psychological. And you know, it is responding to the three definitions or the three words we define health according to WHO. And WHO definition of health not limits to the physical no more. And corona become physical, but we also realize say, it's a social problem. So then food stuff then they make sense. But also according to WHO definition, health also has to do with the mental. So what you call giving gift as psychosocial, you are missing the mental health component of it. And if you not prepare the person in mind, and if you say don't be pushed to the wall, the tendency for react an obvious natural way where person go react to a crisis situation. So I think that's where we are missing it a bit. And I wish we train a little more than just even counseling. Yeah, I have seen people also making counseling. I really know one for George. Yeah, they make counseling and they tell you, say, boy, big up, boy, you know, man. How they make so like you not believe God? It's not counseling. It's abusing the person, right? It's telling the individual, paint the crack. That's not counseling. Because professionally, counseling, the person go able to identify a problem by himself, he give options, he look at the available alternative for manager, and he choose the alternative. It's not you that tell him. It's not you that tells her. So for me, I think so we got to forget the paradigm shift from with traditional or religious counseling and make more training happen so that professionally we can able to meet the felt need, emotional felt needs of the people in our community.
You get the actions that we can cause the surge and shock people them. And one panel, if a positive case don't be confirmed from without and conduct them, and they're coming to announce and to collect the person, and there will be an ambulance, police go there, and then you get the medical person. Of course, the ambulance will carry it, the people away, now the health workers, the rest. Then they go up in a space. Is there another option for able to go now the place and tell the person, say, okay, this now waiting to happen to you, but then people there also go for camp. So can they do the first thing first, and then invite the rest of the crew for camp and collect the person from the place where then they can announce to the person, say he or she is positive?
That a masterpiece approach that you don't bring out, John. Before all of the one, then they will go. We're equal to the terror and the fear. Why you not send an ambassador before? Why you not prepare them for the situation? Why you not talk them out and inform them about the reality of the situation, but the possibility of compliance with the results to positive results? We all need fear and we all get fear. Me concern, however, now, how do we provide for people we become anxious, fearful, don't become depressed, don't become traumatic by this situation? And we different as alone. Let me not compare with other countries. We don't get series of crises at short interval. The succession, very short. So what do? We find out, say, trauma and even existing problem, they show up now. And a normal reaction to a difficult situation, and one like what you point out. So people will resist. Yeah? Except we take traditional approach until we take community participation in a greater way. Maybe you don't need for send a third party. Maybe you just need for send an elder in the community for able for talk to young people then. These are better approach. So can we train the elders around reinforcing approaches to disseminating information around COVID-19 in terms of getting people them out of their homes, either for further investigation or for taking at the treatment center? Can we look at it from those points?
But then even Duncan, in as much as you get people them way still they live in fear, you get people them way still they in a state of denial. They deny, say, corona. No. I mean, that in any way they affect their mental being, their mental state.
Oh yes, denial is part of response to traumatic event. I mean, let we all talk. Me, I don't get somebody close to me, we don't die. And I go lead on a net, I knock myself and say, can this be a dream? Just wake up and realize it's not a dream. Yeah. I don't get somebody we die where somebody say, no, this not for die. Low go na the mortuary, low go raise them up. Yeah. It's part of human life. It affects, and I make a think, say, while we provide, honestly, the physical, a lot of awareness raising need for be done. Because at the end of the day, whether you deny or you not deny, if it there, now like hell or heaven, it's still there. And the risk is still there. It's always better you take the preventive, proactive measure than you take the reactive, and curative measure. So I actually think say we need for also work on the mind. If then denial now out of a mental health problem, if then denial gets some other string attached, that one day I think say it has to do with the perception. And I mean, some people get their
you
own
mentioned
view.
during this critical term, you talk about psychosocial support, and other than really need for give the psychosocial, and how therefore give that kind of support at this time. Because you earlier mentioned, give an instance wherein somebody go just meet the person and say, "Oh man, you got to be strong. You know, you're too weak." You know, sometimes people then they can't even accept that. You know, in a different way.
I agree.
But at least for calm down situation, for calm down the person, and for ease that person there from his stress, from his fear, how you get able to approach that person and just provide that kind of psychosocial support to the person who need.
The who, now a great question. I mean, honestly, where we've been the response to the Ebola crisis, there were a lot of PFA training. But the PFA training, they point you to the 3L. Yeah? For look, for listen, and for link. That's how it works. Yeah? There are those who go listen, and they look, and they link. They are not the experts. Then anybody can do them. Anybody can do them. But for undo a situation where the mind actually don't be knocked off, then you need more professionals. In Sierra Leone, we get quite a limited number of mental health nurses. Almost you go leak pantem salt. We want to make use of them. But I think say let we move with training to responders from just the PFA level. Let we make use of the available resource we get. Increase the capacity a bit above PFA. I don't see the manual way then they use for training. And honestly, I teach for some years, so I get background. I think so we approach to care and to teaching. Now 7 principles how you go overcome trauma. 3 ways how you go fight fear. That's a cognitive thing. It's not experiential.
Plenty theories.
And if you cram all that one day, how then they go help you? That for recite and back where you do on that trauma. I think so if we move small bit from that cognitive and progressive view of learning, and we reconstruction for meet the existing need, it go help we. So if in those manual, I think say me are the question in context to waiting we need as Sierra Leoneans.
Waiting applicable now.
Waiting applicable now.
Well, if I know so you don't listen to we all this while, and you get comments, you get questions, you want for make we read them out. You want for make we ask Reverend Joshua Duncan. The number is 077981981. 981 one more time 077981981. You can send we your comments and they and I mean that's a thing that my psycho will put them together and we will ask Joshua then questions and they now when people in they na quarantine homes not only one that we obviously every all now we for some reason you know we're locked down you don't get you regular movement but the one in the added to the lockdown they are already get restricted movement. Waiting or how or waiting life supposed for time like for the one and they what waiting need for they be done for get them for able for accept waiting they happen as in a situation where they but also waiting they need for do for help them for come out from the situation where they because it's tough we must accept it's difficult for a lot of people picking and they man and they with their wife there. You know, so waiting for the happen to the one and day.
Honestly, I think say you bring a sensitive question, and between me and you two, I think say we can do more towards that end. You know, the lockdown. Few people where I talk with, I tell them say plan your lockdown.
Yeah.
Basically, not just give yourself as a pre to time.
Yeah.
You know, get what you want to do day 1, what you want to do day 2. Which you want to do the 3 now we come now so you do you go feel you go feel too much you go feel very bored you go feel disconnected but in terms of quarantine a lot of case and a lot of time you know the plan yeah the information just they come and say we realize we get a case now then we need for big quarantine and to a large extent 14 days is not small especially where you not plan for them. You go measure with these 3 days where people are not planned for. all man now there on your marks, they wait for get set and go tomorrow. And everybody jump out and call them freedom. Yeah. But in the case of quarantine, you no plan for them. And so waiting, I think, say you get for do, especially, I mean, inclusive the one the way they work and the one then at the medical field. I think say we for able for provide sessions for them at regular interval. For let them talk out in the field. Even if they want for course, some man where he vex and they become let onboard himself. You know, let me provide the hearing for them. Some man will feel tense, let if anywhere you go talk in intention, let it just not say somebody the listener. You know, I equate this to the issue around prayer. Don't tell me the psychological effect of prayer. When once you think say there is a divine entity where they listen to you and you release your tension to them, at the end of the day you go home, you feel fulfilled because you think say that person they don't hear it, and he already don't take them into consideration. That's how I see people in quarantine homes. Be there for them, not a one-off. Be there for them. The second thing you go do now, increase the means of communication. If you know they all time, let them able for provide basic, top up for una and begin follow up on them, even though you not go able for cover all of those areas. You know the reason why? Because people they need for talk out in the field. There is a boiling already emotionally within, and the sudden outburst they minimize guilt. So to a large extent, it's really important that you always there for provide basic session for the emotional well-being. Because some of them go always think say now unfairly them bring me now. And to be sincere enough, as far as their own definition take them, that's what they believe. Whether you agree or not. And then go want for release that tension day.
Wow, okay, so provide emotional ventilators so then keep for let things out, but also you whether you listen to them or not, just allow them for things out,
yes.
And on boarding, but also stay in touch with them, ask them generally how then they feel, which is keeping the human relationship with them, but also helping them understand say somebody they will care about them, even waiting and they go through. So continue to send you message. Now, Joshua, the other day I'm gonna look through few news reports and I find out say we might don't get that carry report then necessarily statistics wise. But in other countries, there are reports where they indicate that around 10 days or so, gender-based violence, they increase. Man and they batter their wife a lot. Even Pekin and they suffer the same violence around 10 days or so. You begin to talk about already people in fear. Some people are very anxious, then they become violent. Some people are then fearful and they become violent. But again, me this, how to deal with then 10 days so when you feel like you are under considerable pressure and the only way you have to let go of your pressure and for become violent, how to deal with that situation here?
You show emotional weakness. John, if you deal with the vulnerable because you think say you get an edge, is it really strength? For as you earn up and beat the one where you claim say now your spouse, now your loved one, or now you picking the fruit of you, is it really strength? The greatest challenge where humanity don't get over life, now waiting at they call a problem of emotional management. You know, we already get what we say the intelligence quotient. You learn book, you go school, you sabi read and write. Yeah, you get the social quotient. People elect you around because you they interact. But your emotional quotient is very weak. You only they keep them like puss na public, but when you go now, you know somebody else. It means to say honestly, you are not strong. Yeah, and anyone we say the way I go express me anger now for lift me hand against somebody, I think say a problem that one day. And a lot of homes they get that kind of problem. Minus the physical fist, the verbal abuse. They show say you're not able for control your mind. So mentally you're not picking force. You know, I have said this. The issue around mental health is not mental illness. We all need for increase with mental capacity for able for respond to the odds. But if you not increase them and you do the degrading thing, honestly, you have a problem. But let us bring this other way. Unless people realize that there is an inattention in them and they're ready for talk, then go find channel for release. The strength of a man, the ability for say, I am feeling this way, and honestly, if I continue, it will cause problem and move away from him.
All right. Thank you very much, Reverend Abiose. Joshua Abiose Duncan. We'll come back to you a lot more they will need to talk about. But I mean, when I don't listen to we and we know so I get plenty comments and I get questions as well. I mean, that's a my cycle will help you with the comments.
Yes, we family don't send in boku comments them. This first one they say, thank you, Mr. President, for the good work for tap the sick in the country. This is from Sheikh Asise Nalun, sir. We know they see plenty people they use face mask na Tombo Park and 5 markets. We want make DHM to do more sensitization na the marketplace than they. As they listen to the chairman just now, but good thing they would need for those. This now from DJ Current, now Waterloo. This one they say if you like Salone, forget about politics first. Sickness no party or color. Make we join President Bio for fetch this number. This other one they say we no say things not easy, but if president or government call for lockdown, we all for beer and do what in the government say, because now for we all good. This sick don't make church, mock school, and all entertainments don't lock. But we concern now for we picking them, as we they beg government for start the radio teaching program like how it be happen Ebola term per all the radio stations they across the country. But now that 2-3 radio no more and it ambo we picking them. Government do ya look inside this stock. This is from Vandi Kutubu na Kenema. I got this other way they say it's not easy for let one man fet this kind sick. Now that's make President Bio don't enough tranga one for fet the sick. Una let we all join on for fet so that we go tap the sick and we all go back to a normal business. Mohamed Kamara, Regent Village. Me now one person will like picking business. So now want to make us stop me kindness to them because me no say me unclean. This na side Zito na hill station. This other one they say we dey tell all man thank you for the sacrifice for fetch the sick. May God bless una. We only problem na water. We really dey suffer na cola tree. Bearing ground una help we. Moriba J. Rogers. This one say Reverend how we the school picking them for handle the stress where we can do na us. Some us get ala and at school we can go for forget about on the thing them where they happen at us. This other one they say any program there where they look on how we for they talk to people na quarantine and treatment centers because this kind time here people can really traumatize and they will need help. This other one they say school picking them self gets their own stress. So how from time to time you go to go na radio for help them for know how for think straight. The issue about domestic violence can hamburg them and nobody knock you on for talk. All right, this is from a concerned city. The last one I go say, they ask a question again to Reverend. It say, Mommy and Daddy business, then tell me how we lockdown can monitor some people. Some way they one place, now that they no more they remember. Then they self not to stress and how for handle them. That's not all waiting coming for now.
We will come to Reverend Duncan for response to that.
Independent Radio Network, IRN, don't team up king for Gud Salone and development. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yeri. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yeri. The Independent Radio Network, where we they call IRN. The baton we country salon for make we get level playground. Now I don't enough for make you know about your country. They give voice to you man them. They give voice to woman them. All political party them. Right across the country. You go na the east, and you go na the west, you go na the north, and you go na the south, say yes to tolerance. We all get we rights. IRN say no to violence. No mix perfect like the blabber. Make we all work together with one word. Cause now so we go help from make salon. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yeri yo. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yeri yo.
All right, welcome back to Sludge and Aaron Corona updates today. We come to you from different radio stations them all over the country. I'm John Conte and my co-presenter in our studio Tiana Alpha. We want to take this now, and plenty of people don't complain about water, and water obviously can be challenged during lockdown period as the demand for water in the country can increase. But according to the managing director of our Guma Valley Water Company, Marapenge, is say Guma don't put enough measures in place for the second lockdown for make sure say water are available all side, and say they also get a response team where they supply water in a different community them during this lockdown. Marapenge explain more to Saptiu Kalon inside his interview.
We do extremely well with the resources we get for make sure say water they everywhere. Of course, it's not 100%, but we really they do it in we supposed for the.
So you talk about doing extremely well for make water available. Like whose major we go put looking at how the second lockdown announcements come enough time nobody.
Well, we always be the feel say not to just one lockdown. So we be on the plan. We be don't say anytime government go announce a lockdown. So now we get more buzzers on the street now compared to the previous one. Now we even have four now plus the 8 we go get. So these things we don't anticipate them. I make in fact from December we try for see for me buy 10 additional buzzers because if Nadande be don't arrive, then really we don't get any challenge.
So how it be like? Is it that now way people call on the response to them already on we don't make water available in certain community?
We actually begin the lockdown operation before the lockdown itself because we know say we lockdown the main issue can always be water. So we don't begin the day before where we distribute water in our various communities, according to the schedule where we prepare.
So,
but of course, as you put water in a tank, so something inside that means you don't know. So
how the management of water can be like? For example, community the way get water tank, where una go supply water. I mean, una get any heads them we go say for make sure say people all man benefit. Let one post go no more. It go 20 gallon. How the management is like?
we get over 500 tanks, although about 70 or so they out of service. So 470 something they in service. Each of them tank that they get what we call tank manager. That's somebody where the community system don't choose for they in charge of the tank. So that person they will release it. So we go put the water inside the tank. Then that person they distribute them. For the period of the lockdown, they're not for sale water. We don't pass on the information to them. If not to lockdown period, then they're supposed to pay 150,000 to Guma. Guma supply the water to them. Then they sell them at a reasonable price, 500 per batter. But during the period of the lockdown, they're not supposed to sell because everybody need access. So
you don't say on that.
To take advantage by the people who are vulnerable.
Though you don't put measure in place for water they also, but again they see pictures the way they show you say certain sign of the country people in there where they work out with 5 gallon they look for water. I mean unable to reach all side.
Well Guma we dey Freetown. Western area. With sister organization Salvaco, then they cover the rest of the country. Another only is with the MD8 for see how well then they perform. But I hope say that they do similar to it.
But for this second phase of the lockdown, you think say really Guma reach out to the public in terms of making sure that water available to people?
We do 100%. More than 100% with the resources where we get. Of course, if we get more resources, then we'll be able to do more. As soon as we already shut down, we put out a press statement say we'll get for distribute water and people not supposed to sell water.
So in terms of the water one can supply in a certain community, now continuation as in if one don't supply first, then the water don't know they can't supply back?
Yes, well we monitor the situation. So depending on again we estimation of the population at the area, like most of them tanks in the east, then population are really big. Some communities get Boku tanks, some communities not get Boku tanks. So we try for take that into consideration in the way and manner in which we distribute water. So at least somebody will able, during the period of lockdown, you will able at least get you 2-3 water we will take you through.
So what sort of assurance you will give to the public of making sure that Guma live up to its expected mandate or make sure say water available for people during this lockdown period?
100% assured. I make all in our streets, the other senior directors, they all in our streets for monitor the operations, make sure say they go well.
Vat na the managing director on Aguma Valley Water Company, Manapenge, and made a talk about what they do for make sure say enough water they around during the 3-day lockdown period. Well, we'll continue with the program. If you just tune in this now, Sludge Iron Corona update to the country you live from the community radio station or radio station where you listen to Usai Ufen yourself. Mina John Conti and I with Tiana Alpha. Reverend Joshua Duncan. Plenty comments have been coming, and most of them obviously you'd expect response from you. So, whilst we been get Abdul Manaf and somebody from Prisons Watch, there was a question about sexual violence. We get Ahmed Sila from Saliu Jalo from Prisons Watch. When you talk about the question of sexual violence against children, but people and Sabi, they can keep quiet. Somebody asked a question just now. He said, "Me a nice person, you know. When I say for watching people are very nice to Pekin, that means you have to stop for being nice to Pekin and 90% ask in the text we coming just now."
Honestly, I appreciate the person that be nice to Pekin. Because first of all, the society we dey, we just think say Pekin, they're not gonna really worry them, and you don't need as big one for just waste your attention to them. Then for dinner the your world. But let's begin from this point further. Any organization where they intervene, they expect say those organizations forget child safeguarding policy, and therefore make sure say all of their staff sign to those codes of ethics. So it means to say certain parameters the way you get for operate under when you dey respond to picking them. That na at organizational level. If staff they not sign to them, then it's risky. In our own organization, that is part of our orientation. That is part of the things that we go qualify for we take you. Because you are right. A lot of people the way they abuse picking them no to stranger. Yeah. And now one the way they picking they don't trust. And because of that trust they don't win community attention, the picking them go hardly report. So we get forget that one day. But we also get for create the forum na the community for any picking we feel say be abused, then you not get a right source. Let me create a source where they go report. They might not want to tell them parents because the parents they equally the benefit possibly from the offender. Until you get that one day, honestly, the picking then will continue for be abused, and later you go only see pregnancy, and a lot of parents think say when the picking gets belay, now you get the shame. And not even care waiting the picking they go through in terms of in age, in terms of how in body, in makeup, all the work against them because he's small and the like. But the other thing where this person they say it's nice for be good to picking them, but be good to them within a parameter. Not be good to them in private places. If you want to give them sweets, not call them corner side. I mean, I want to appreciate you, but safeguard yourself. Yeah, safeguard yourself so that they're not going to blame you for something where you're innocent of, and by the time then they discover that, they don't smear your character, or you don't go 2 months jail or almost week jail, and eventually they can find out say you are not guilty. So in everything around life, inclusive freedom, there are parameters through which you operate. Congratulations, but keep you guide very well.
All right, so Christe send message now. Radio Democracy Facebook page and say, "Thanks, Reverend Joshua. I've listened keenly to your responses to the questions posed, and I resonate with all the points. I'm a trained and qualified psychologist working with an NGO in the same capacity. If you need an additional hand, please let me know so that I can negotiate with my supervisor. You can reach me on a number, then we will provide them for you."
Okay.
So we know announce the person in number generally, so everyone will not start calling him. They're on Facebook now, down there. Nothing on risk for people and calling number, but on air we not going to announce. We can provide them to you later on. So one picking, well, I don't know if not picking, but not school picking. According to the message we send, he say then don't use for go play in school. Okay. Yeah, all right. Then don't use for go play in our school. We need to go and take an interview quickly, right? Are we set for that? Okay. Well, Tiana, go take. We need to go and take an interview quickly. We'll come back to you, Joshua. For
yes, we get online Professor Sangeval in at the lead pillar for laboratory service at the Emergency Operational Center. Good afternoon and welcome, Professor Geval.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, you can start for tell me, give you updates how equipped the laboratory them across the country for test COVID-19 day.
Yes, right now we got 5 functional laboratories. We got one at Kenema and 4 at Freetown for tests for COVID-19. You get me clear?
Professor?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you can go again and tell we.
Yes, I said we got 5 laboratories now the country where they test COVID-19 for. 1 at Kenema and 4 at Freetown.
Laboratory then they.
Huh?
How equipped the laboratory them?
Well, we equipped enough for 9 people to get results. Right now, we're able to do about 300 samples a day.
So, what about the medical personnel them, the one the way they do the test?
Well, we got enough people, at least for every lab, we get people well trained and qualified. People them with scientists and the molecular biologists, where most of them get master's degrees. Now then, actually, they analyze the samples.
They receive cases them of how often they receive people them way under the test.
You saw them?
How often are they get people them where they go for test at the laboratory?
No. We not they do so. Not also with the test.
Do the testing.
First where you they sick, where if you report you the get symptoms, you they call 117. 117, then they approach the surveillance team where they will go investigate you. And if they show signs, then will call me in. Then we could collect your sample. That's the way we operate.
So far, almost people away una don't test at the laboratory.
We don't test over 2,000 samples. Yeah.
So you say 5 labs. This not John Conte, Professor. You say 5 labs. 1 at Kenema, 4 at Freetown. How they spread the Kenema for the regions and Freetown for all the one way they northwest and western area? And how fast are they able to get the samples to the laboratories?
Kenema, they for southern province and eastern province. The 4 labs are for western area and northern province.
Now, so how
1 lab na Makini within the process of activating a lab na Makini as we speak.
Okay, so let's imagine a case, for instance, in Bont, when I don't take swab, then how long will it take for bring the swab, then the samples, then can Kenema for get them tested?
No, maximum from collection to output at 24 hours maximum.
So that means, say, from the collection, regardless of how far or within the distance, once you collected, when I get the swab in 24.
Collect samples, we get on the next day.
The case is collected. If a sample is collected at 2 p.m. today, by 2 p.m. tomorrow it will be announced.
Yeah, most times they release the results in the morning. Once we collect samples and we then get to it by before evening, we release the results by the next morning.
Now, so how fast are not able to transport them? Because I mean, talk about distances, talk about side and way cases they come out. How fast are not able to transport them?
Well, we not got much problem with transportation for now because the ambulance system they with the leverage on the ambulances. But for the western area, we get dedicated transport. Transportation, we get enough vehicles for collect samples all over. That's not a problem.
You say just know that you have tested close to 2,000 or taken 2,000 samples. Are those tests you don't do them already? Are the results available? Or does they wait for time for announce them?
Yes, available. No test that the world don't do it. The results are available. Everything is available.
So all of the 2,000, why are they not being announced immediately, or you have to wait for systematic announcement to be made every other day?
Not to read the announced results. We got a system. We have for test. Where we test with the person home to the surveillance team, then get their own system. How then they pass on the results to the community? Because then they take we for collect the sample.
So of the 2,000 tests conducted, what's in the positive rate stand like in terms of?
Well, then they usually announce the positivity rate every day. I think we get very close to 200 positives now. I think about 190 now, so they are about, yeah.
So of the 1,000 perhaps 1,800 results will remain. What's in the positivity rate stand there?
I think they for calculation. I mean, definitely 200 over 2,000. That's about how many percent?
10% of.
That's about 10%, close to 10%, isn't it?
So the positivity rate said that. I mean, tell us, because we don't have to assume we are not the scientists here.
Well, let me then tell you, okay, we get about 200 samples positive over 2,000 samples. So that makes it about 10%, isn't it?
That's about it. Expecting, let's create, for the purpose of this interview. So we're expecting, that there's going to be another maybe 5% positive case, of the 1,800 remain, or another 10% of it.
No. Get me straight. I tell you, say we don't collect 2,000 samples and we don't analyze them all. Hello? We collect, as we collect, we analyze. We don't get any sample except the ones we collect today. We not store them for now.
So, from the quarantine homes, we don't get all the samples then from the quarantine homes?
We don't collect. The system is when they quarantine you, you must spend up to a particular number of days, in a 14 days. On day 14, then they are not we go there with the collect samples, and they will give the surveillance team with results. Now, then your responsibility now for tell the quarantine homes whether you're positive or you're negative or there is a system. Not to the lab you walk down it.
Idea on how the test kits then there, because I mean people don't they really express concern for know how this set up in terms of the equipment now the laboratories them. You can give an idea in terms of the test kits.
You say what thing?
You can give an idea in terms of the test kits at the laboratories, because people don't they express concern how equipped the laboratory then they in terms of the test kits.
Over 3,000 samples.
The test kits.
I don't tell you, say we get enough test kits for now for test. At least during this lockdown, we expect we will test up to 3,000 samples, but the population not done able to with the samples, and the cooperation not has been there as we expect.
Thank you very much for your time and for the information we don't give you so far on /iron corona update.
Hello?
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Tiana?
Yes, we get number the way you go call, because people only express concerns with regards to the 117 call line, and sometimes people can go about for make prank calls. People can try for call, but to some point they can find out say the line so congested. But now will want to give their number there, so when I alternate lines to 117, you can call on 099 858855. 099-858855, or call 088-421288 or 088-421-575. The numbers them again are 099-858855, 088-421288 or 088-421-575. Their numbers they are now alternate lines to 117. The Director for Corporate and Industry Affairs at the National Telecommunications Commission, NATCOM, Abdul Ben Fode, say NATCOM will take action against any person where they engage Paul any mobile company and communication pole now any parts of the country. Ben Fode talked this inside one interview with Radio Democracy after where some people be attacked and Paul mobile phone company and communication pole now the eastern partner Freetown and Lusal. where then people here say they poll them with the communication company, then they put now then community them na 5G network, where according to them people here now the poll then they cause coronavirus. It talk more to Musa S. Kamara.
The MNOs don't bring come to our attention, and we consider as a conspiracy against 5G. For conspire means for make people and come together for in the secret for do something way wrong and way illegal, and that's in our opinion. And that they do, and that's not the opinion even across people and we know but waiting they happen. 5G now the fastest brand upgrade of internet technology. You know, so we get 3G, we don't get 2G, we don't get Edge, we don't get 4G. Now we're 5G. 5G now the fastest. Now just an up the level of internet technology, and that kind of technology not even denial because that is technology they use for smart cities and for do several big things, and we will not get the capacity for do an it. When as we talk, 5G not even denial. The only country in Africa will say 5G now South Africa. So if then they say 5G now indicate with coronavirus inside South Africa, say now on trial on trial not what's idea. Like how they say so coronavirus in South Africa, it is Limpopo, it is in Mpumalanga, it is Eastern Cape, it is Western Cape. It is now KwaZulu Natal. All in saying is so 5G no rule down there. So why make the no go say coronavirus for the day with 5G no day? And na Salone 5G no day at all. Maybe then West Africa. So I'm not saying pull that kind of story there.
You say 5G na the fastest internet technology.
Yeah, that's what.
Somebody go like for know if na the fastest people like get for use internet. Why people and they destroy poles in the guys that na 5G?
Na misinformation, na disinformation, na propaganda. And the propaganda, remember waiting up on the Second World War, propaganda, they make people then kill 6 million Jews, where Goebbels and Haman been they do wrong propaganda for Hitler. And that is apart from the conspiracy, even in ancient times, in bubonic plague, where can it in the Bible, the bubonic plague, they say that the Jewish them, now they poison the water, where people then drink the water, the bubonic plague company. Now one thing, then the same thing they do about AIDS. When they say AIDS, now American intention to discourage sex. We instead of acquired immune division syndrome, they say so why they do that? May American and do may not well. The same thing happen in Northern Nigeria. Who say people they come for vaccine people then for against polio. They tell us now Northern Nigeria. They say may not take the vaccination because for me they reduce them battery. At the end of the day, if when you go to Northern Nigeria, most people then get polio. Now wrong conspiracy theory. Not until today don't begin.
Destruction of poles them where them people are the erect. What does it mean to the mobile technology in Salone?
It means a lot because that means they disturb the community, and we role as a regulator. One of the role now for enhance and ensure consumer satisfaction, customer satisfaction. So that pole day, now they make you the call, now they make you the send text, now they make you get Orange money, now they make you get AfriCell money, now they make you get Zoom. If you begin to go school set, the schools like the grammar school, not start for teach them begin by Zoom. So if you didn't have school, you learn small thing. Then you when they get small thing, then go tricky. Let's say 5G don't connect 5G. Then you they lie by yourself, and then they lie by you. They good for that destruction. It's not good for you. It's not good for your country. No. So your community will go without communication. No. Then there's a lockdown.
Now they register them mobile companies.
We do, and nobody not register for 5G.
Any mobile company don't approach you now.
Nobody. I want to take it out of your mouth. Nobody has approached us because they don't even have the infrastructure. We don't even get the spectrum. The spectrum has not been identified for that.
What's in the position of NATCOM on situations like this?
Well, the situations like this, the law for taking calls. When you go there, you hamburg something. You're a nincompoop. You're a hoodlum. You're a bomb composing. So now the law will deal with you because no nonsense now one day. You have to know what is happening. There is no 5G here. So if you get small sense, I make government now don't say, law will learn small thing. We talk about human capital development. So if your capacity is well developed, you know where you go begin disrupting pan line.
So when I don't assess the level of damage where this don't cause to the mobile network operators then?
Well, we have done the assessment and they are sending the report to us because we don't go see them physically, but I'm not going to tell you, say now this million or this 3 million. They have doing the report, they will send it to us, they will look at it. Then even as we they don't catch 13 people in around the controller axis, we go do that. So then we're going to explain why make them do that and what side them pull that kind of theory. Say a 5G masked the cause COVID-19. There they can explain.
This concept, you see, it don't start from the Freetown and you don't go to SAR. What in now the position of NATCOM now and law enforcers them for ensure say them protect the communication towers them within a different.
That is what we are doing. We educate the people now on education and misinformation and disinformation, and it cause that. So what we educate the people and sensitize them. So me, you, the media, civil society, and we then at Salone, now we have to be well informed. If you are not well informed, you go do the wrong thing, then you land yourself now trouble. The fact of the matter is, even like I will go one one step more. 5G, when they talk about 5G, inside America, they're not outside 5G. The outside 5G are small. Now, America small. It is England small. Then it is Germany small. After that, you know, the no other side, past now China small. Then it is Japan small. Now South Korea is the only country in the world where get an established 5G platform. South Korea. In South Korea, we return, then COVID done set. And COVID go down about 3 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks ago. South Korea. So there is no nexus. This na bunkum, na just lie, na fantasy.
That's now the Director for Corporate and Industry Affairs, now the National Telecommunications Commission, NATCOM, Abdul Ben Fode. They talk to Musa Escabara. As he say, NATCOM will take action against any person where they go catch. They pull any mobile company and communication pole na any parts na the country. As some people in the claim say 5G network they cause coronavirus.
Well, the myths and dangers we get for deal with around 10 there. So, well, let me come back to Reverend Duncan. I will ask a question about this school. Because we say now school generally now they can get for go and expend the energy run around play before they go back now house, you know, they don't tire or go, you know, then do their assignments and go sleep. But now school no they then in house they ask how they for cope, waiting them for do.
Brilliant. And I think I want for take to respond in 2 phases. You get the infants them when are the small picking them. Yeah. Then you get the teenagers or the youth. You know, responding to this, you get for also get a brief background around development issues. Under developmental psychology, you cannot keep a 2-3 year picking from running about. And in one part my corona plan, now been for make sure say then go pump me bobo in bicycle tire. Because he always they look forward for ride bicycle. And I think say he go enjoy him than he see them. Now one green day now also speaking. And not go able to talk all the kind big man talk the way I go on for talk. Yeah. So that's now one case where you go look at. A lot of picking them within them development, them formative years, then they, I think one way parents them for do, now for create the environment for them picking and they, for able for interact with them toy and other learning material. Plan then they, plan with them, plan for them. In the midst of them pleasure, you can fix education day. Yeah. But for the one that will like don't they grow and not go depend totally 100% for the parents' plan then they now quite a challenging thing. To be sincere enough, you know that one and if then sit down and put on self in a jaw, then parents then go say, what are you the worry for? Not to you the feed yourself, not to you the clothe yourself, so waiting they happen. So we realize even with community structures, with family home setting, not they provide atmosphere for them picking and they for manage their stress. So these are 3 things I think say I want for propose. In response to corona, while we do the 117 call line for cases, we also create a line for psychosocial session. For people that way honestly they fear, get doubt, get issues. Create a line. It's very important. While you deal with the physical, be ready also for deal with the mental and the social. When people then feel any kind of way and call, honestly, it help them for manage the stress. And it goes save way into a long national issues with mental health in the future. The second thing I think I want for bringing let family understand the dynamics and able for provide forum where they go able for allow them picking them for talk with them. We've been so afraid with parents them that waiting we be in a street, not when we literally be in a house. Because we get the rules of the Medes and the Persians, those rules where say you not go ever carry out friendly relationship with your picking and the like. So for me, I think say that one day now another issue. Family members, Papa, it good for be disciplined, it good for be strict. But there are 3 F I want you for know out there. Number 1, you can still be firm. But number 2, you for learn for be friendly. And number 3, you get for learn for be flexible. Because time changes. And if you not learn that one day, it go be problem. The third thing, this they go for the picking and self. Waiting you lack for do normally, we go help you emotionally for manage yourself. Look at some of those things. If now listening to music, if now do some exercise, if now I know somebody where enable for managing emotional walk in the walk. So man, sometimes you plan your day, you read small, you watch small movie, you listen to a song, you do small work, you interact. That helps a lot. Because honestly, you cannot go back to school, but you can create and make the heaven from which you find yourself.
You know, you talk about people the way they manage their emotion, work and they work. I think about myself.
Okay.
I not like for sweep now at all. Anytime you see how they sweep,
okay.
No, say I'm finding an outlet.
Wow. Oh, that's great.
Anytime you see how they take boom for sweep, no see how they find outlet.
That's great.
No more for just make sure say. So it's true that find a way for able for expand how you feel through music, exercise, or get involved in something where go just drain your energy.
Exactly.
Because by doing so, you're able to put things under control. So Joshua mentioned clear things. Waiting for do for able forget the picking you will be asked the question. I hope so you take note. He addressed the picking them, he addressed the parents them, he also addressed the one the way then at that stage where the parent they're not gonna make all the decision then for you again. Unlike the infant, we're not gonna make all the decision for them. But to the parents they say, still keep the 3F. You can be firm, but you also need to be friendly and flexible, taking into consideration the era where we find ourselves now, so that you don't get the picking for hiding information from you or hiding attitude from you and do something else. Now, before we get to waiting another insight where we get a few more questions being called. Now, somebody say around this time or so, increase sexual activity for Boku people them. Waiting for the world. Somebody they say how I should say the question they ask now how for escape them.
Yes.
It's possible for escape them if now you man, if now you wife, it's possible for escape them.
Yes, mommy and daddy business during the lockdown now for do. Almost you go lick pants and pen salt. Rather than fumble like you say. Yeah? And honestly, waiting sweet goats can run in belly. Yeah. I admire people the way the entire mentality during lockdown now. I can call them for cross River Jordan. If that now your mentality, I mean, honestly, you either because you get the strength, the weary you partner, or you not get nothing when na interest in life past the emotional satisfaction and the. Let me tell you what you can do. If that is how your mind is designed, then to be sincere enough, I think say you need some talking session. Yeah. If not so that way that you mind design, let's tell you what you can do. Number one, spend games time with you and your family. If na Ludo, una learn for play Ludo together. Number two, find film una go watch and una discuss some of the lessons una can learn. Number three, we all not married, so we get it right. Sometimes we not get time for talk with we spouse. But could them then laws, they lock down here, I mean, learn for talk with your spouse.
Or find a book challenge. Sometimes I read one book.
Find a book and read.
Book together.
You know, I mean, I think say that they go help with quite a lot.
All right, Joshua, we'll come back to you, Reverend Duncan. We'll come back to you. We get some more questions, where you will for respond to, but as the country they carry on inside the fight against coronavirus, plenty people believe say political tension they make the fight get some challenge. The NGC 2018 presidential candidate will now they serve as member of parliament, Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela say Salone gets seen them for solve since after election. One probably producer them Michael Sambola will tell you more and I make Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela been say that.
I think say the opposition and the leaders them no one for replicate the kind thing where the now president been do where be the opposition.
They only need for show that responsibility.
And they're not sure it.
Australians a day for George. We all see waiting at the effects where they go on right now by this corona.
The government of the day for reach out. They know they wait for their person called no.
As the Secretary General for the Salone People's Party, Umaru Napoleon Koma, they say the main opposition, APC party, still not show commitment for fight the coronavirus. The leader for the National Grand Coalition at Parliament, Honorable Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela say, now government gets the responsibility for reach out to opposition them for help for fight the coronavirus na the country. This come after the recent political tension where people in a different political party them don't involve pan social media. But it's strange for different people we think say now na the time where the country and people for the focus but how the coronavirus for comot na the country.
Coronavirus no dey look at person in political attachment, whether you na SLPP, whether you na APC, NGC, C4C, whatever political party you belong to. Currently, what we get in our country, for this for be a reason for we all come together and forget about all the issue of politics or the political parties that we belong to and think as Sierra Leonean. Because if it not affect you as an individual, it will affect your family, it will affect your friend, it will affect your brother. Anyone Sierra Leonean will die as a result of this corona, na a reduction of human resource capacity as Sierra Leonean.
You been listening to Umaru Napoleon Kouma, the Secretary General for the SLPP, the National Grand Coalition. This BNTL pull one release where they call on government and people in the country for attack the politics stock force and focus on the corona effect. Honorable Yunkela say, pan already COVID-19 dey na the country, but plenty thing and day where it think say government don't they do to the opposition, where say now not solve, and say the worst part now where people then where they now authority not honest.
I think say number one, people want to see justice. When you feel say they get justice for issues them where you don't take before the legal system, justice not there, justice is delayed, it causes tension. And the number of political cases we don't come up, where some of them don't go up to Supreme Court, people feel aggrieved. Say then case then they go well. We get tensions over MP them, we lost them positions, we still them political parties then they're not happy. We get tensions then they arise from skirmishes and clashes we don't be during by-elections. We make people then heart still warm. Those things have to be addressed. We get issues then we take person go na police. You can go Friday, you make you sit on the day Monday, Tuesday. That one day it cause tension. It's some cases of lawlessness day where people feel.
But why make na this point where we dey talk about the coronavirus and self where the number they go up every day? People don't put politics before. I try forget authority them. Now the APC party for respond. But the publicity secretary, CDI Tunis say, Monday, when na the second day of the lockdown, police hold two of the member them. So they're not in the right position now for make statement. For sake of this, I turn back for hearing from Umaru Napoleon Kouma again, when na the Secretary General for the SLPP party, but also in the Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
Well, I don't know what they mean by attack them or arrest them. We all Australians then. The government of the day get responsibility for protect the lives and property of each and every Australian. Equally so, if you as a Australian, you commit any crime against the people of this country or against the laws of this country, that the duty of this government also for make sure say you are being brought before the law and the appropriate action is being taken. And obviously that they do that on the notion say you belong to this political party or you belong to that political party there. And obviously the government purposefully they go say they go arrest this person because the person belong to this political party. If no Australian are not involved with anything we get for do with breaching the peace or breaching the laws of this land, the government not get any reason for go after. See, the responsibility for protect and defend this country like a two-way street. The government they on the one side, even the opposition also they get a responsibility as well.
The 2019 Peace Index, we come out inside 2020 show say Salone drop 18 place down per world peace. We mean say challenge still day.
We should say yes, political intimidation day. We should say yes, people feel insecure. We for pay attention. So now that not the headache about leadership. Once you don't be the leader there now na day in governance, law and order, but also more importantly, rule of law and justice. Rule of law and justice crucial. They get unity by force. They be. People get fulfilled say justice day, social justice, that their needs are met, that their security day, that they get justice na the court systems. If people not feel so, it they foment tension. It they make people then feel aggrieved. Small thing be no more, then take action. Also, do me or do you not the work. Na so them be don't do, so we self they do and back. It not they help the nation, and tension go continue. It means here we they go 1 step forward, 5 steps back. We don't talk. Do me or do you politics. Do me or do you legislation for suit certain circumstances. They cause tension. And also, of course, we get for build trust amongst political parties and then leaders. If we not build that trust, when we get crisis like Corona, all man know they come on board genuinely or completely.
The 50-50 group na human civil society, we don't talk but issue them, where they embargoing human in the country and self human rights. This being time, then self full press release where they say government arrest 2 human them, where they not give clear explanation about what to make the hold them, and then think say this na way for make political tension high. Vanora Edwin na the public relation officer for the 50-50 group.
Sure, we get a common enemy, an unseen enemy, when a COVID-19 coronavirus, where they globally. We all need for put hands on deck for FETAM. We also concerned that the human rights of people them, especially women, need for be respected. Because even in emergency situations, there has to be respect of human rights. They erode all rights because it's an emergency situation. Though at the same time, the security of the state, law and order therefore prevail. The country need for come together and put aside all regionalism, all signs of partisanship, and let we try for stop the spread of this infection, whether it's the opposition and whether not the government. The ruling party, therefore, no say they are in government now, they are in governance. It's about everybody.
But from civil society angle, it look like government get responsibility for draw people and come together. So I ask Napoleon Kouma, waiting don't be the challenge.
But you see the effort of the government. The first step before even Corona, the president decided for call on board. Everybody will be part of the process before we became experienced during the Ebola scourge. Not so. We see them meeting, then they will see the picture, then they later on we see the outcome of that, which happened. I don't want to go into that details. But president know they make effort. They want to be involved in the last experiences we get for fighting with Ebola. We similar to the kind of situation they are. They see they on board, they assist with the processes then for make sure say this coronavirus are not spread the way it don't spread in other countries and prevent her.
President Bio the time where they taking out of office promise say now the country under in term not go mix pan politics because in a president for all man. I asked Honorable Kande Koleyum Kela how he thinks the political tension of the country go can down and people continue for focus on the corona sick.
We believe say we forget an independent, impartial investigation into the massacre will take place in Napademba Road. Thoroughly.
But investigation still
investigation still no lad on. Independent, you see what you say now statement, independent, impartial. If you get 11, 14 people dies on site, it's a big massacre in Wiyon context, in Wiyon history. Was that force necessary? Second, there are too many allegations, they will see too many unknowns. We need more answers. We see some people, they claim, say them in the day 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever. So for assuage people then fears and then worries, we need some of them things and therefore addressed. Also, again, account of political prisoners. Me not think say it makes sense in this nation now. We get enough security. We get the correctional center and a special court. We're in a maximum security entity. If political prisoners then they weigh again, that now another source of tension. Let people know say they're all right, they're safe. Not to every crime now person go down there on site 4 or 5 days. Then thing and they again they create suspicion and concern in society.
With the different message them where they come out na social media. The hate and self-tribal message them. Now some of the things and they where the Truth and Reconciliation report not being grieved for because it be the point say now some of them things and they make people in this country fed for 11 years. For IRN/Corona updates program, My name na Michael Sambola.
All right, thank you very much for that, Michael. We come back to the studio. Plenty comments. They don't come in. We want for take them comment and they. I'm not a final massacre again on John we.
Yes, plenty thank to Una, John and Tiana. This first one they say, Reverend, you know a very intelligent counselor, and I wish for see and hear you one day in a pulpit. This they come up for William Wiseman Tucker na Utile. This one they say what a tank na tribal chief in compound na all road door empty. With a big guma for come handle the situation from Agnes Abu. Another one they say, Reverend, you really good with this mental health business. Me question how somebody for control emotional stress, because that can always be a challenge. Another one they say, I not still understand why church and mosques lock, but people still choke na markets and boku not they cover their nose and mouth. Reverend, even when you na Reverend, una self not they feel the stress. Thank you, Reverend, for where you don't set the record straight. As social workers, students body, we don't they talk say then for put mental health and the fight against corona sick. And governments really need for employ more social workers for psychosocial counseling. This they come up from Senesi Musa, the president for Social Work Society in FBC. Another one they say, Reverend Duya, you were able to join we for develop the PSS manual for the COVID-19. This they come out from Brahma Selu. Another one they say, Reverend Joshua Duncan are the best man, and I know say with positive input for fet this sick, we want them for the talk for to we fast. Thank you, sir. This na for Momodu Koroma na Congo Wata. This they say una thank you for giving updates. The people na Upper Allentown not take this lockdown serious. Do ya we need security personnel for come and enforce the law. Another one they say, me they suggest say make governments fair way for get more test kits for COVID-19 so people can volunteer for do the test, especially the one where some man can sick, can get them, but another show. Another one they say /IRN, do ya una connect with the mental health, Reverend Joshua Duncan. We na mental health workers them na Adra Hospital na Waterloo, so it can help we with counseling programs and then give numbers them where for contact them. The numbers then I also I think so we can get that to Reverend later. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Aminata. Reverend, most of the comments that we come in, and they expect you for respond to them. One panel been there previously, not before respond to where they talk about you getting a radio program for help with counseling, but also most of them don't come in now. They go in that direction. They.
Yeah, I want to appreciate everybody. We, comment and share sentiments. I want to say, myself not be reach this level, and I want to motivate we all that if we all put we eye down, we go able for do more. They say me in an intelligence counsel, or possibly at a counsel based on experience. In We Speak Your Mind campaign, one thing where we always realize now, a lot of we get a lot of things where they boil inside we. But society don't put certain parameters that if you not walk towards the standard, you are not part of them. So sometimes we dey suffer, but we cannot talk because, we not go qualify for meet with society parameter. Me, I don't say no. Whether society appreciates them or not, I will speak my mind, and I will make sure say people they realize say we get thing for do. So I want to tell una thank you. I am doing my best. I think there is still more room for improvement. Another person the talker we go manage with emotional stresses. I think so we get several ways. I want to say one part the ways now identify what you like for do and make sure say you do them. Life is not only what you make it, it's how you make what you make. Yeah. A lot of people they look forward for lady lockdown done today and tomorrow we free. Me they look forward for more days for be added because I also think say my parameters were set and able for reach all. And what a pleasure for they around my family and just keep company with them and see how then they do. Somebody said for the stress as religious leaders, why not if we're a human being? The truth, Diana, you not only get for take you get for take your congregation the you. Yeah. And now we will not be able for day for preach as we go like for do. A lot of people go call and say, hey, pray for me, oh, hey, do this. So you have to carry it out. On several occasions, me and my wife don't get small issue. I say, number one, we pastor will phone not for day off. And in our middle night, if phone ring, it they waking, not able for sleep again. However, these are all some of the stress. The good thing, however, now, like you self do, you go sweep or you go talk, we self create outlets for able for manage with stress and manage them very well. So these are some of the things them. Somebody say Upper Island Town. Actually, now they are come so I wonder which part. Because the side where they create them Bokuna Island Town, I think say then they free trouble normally. And and we all day inside pass where them go pick me so. So we they beg them and they way they Upper Island Town. They are if na una beg una arrange una self small, yeah. Low make the lockdown be lockdown. I beg. I think say then they go help with small bit. This person they ask, now we develop the EVD manual with Ministry of Social Welfare. By then, I've been the work under enabling access to mental health in Sierra Leone. And I want to say to this person, a big yes is my response. Now, then they make we day. In as much as we office go look at cost, but in such a case of crisis, money not a priority. We have to make sure say we transform human life as much as possible. So I think say important, and I think say in we curriculum, we'll begin put mental health, because a healthy mind, we will not say mental illness, a healthy mind now we need for a productive and developed country. And if we not get time, we go work 8 hours in our office, but production level go be 2 hours. 6 hours on a daily basis, times some by week, times some by 4, times some by 12, we are somewhere else. So it's good that we promote healthy mind among the social workers as well. Thank you. I hope I am able to respond to some of you now.
Finally, somebody asked about whether or not you think for do a radio program for or any other platform for bringing counseling to people.
We go glad you doing radio program. I know say even IRN we call we Nayana because this year time then dedicate time and specifically designed for response to COVID. Doing radio program gets a cost implication. And we go consider that as much as possible. But I want to say to we possibly we can share with you now we contact so that we can able to see which approach we can take for bring a healthy mind to the entire country at such a time like this.
All right. Thank you very much, Reverend Joshua Abiose Duncan, for such a wonderful time with information you don't share and I don't have people and for processing there than they do. So one clear one is here on this time here, so not just going to RAM. They think say now anything can happen or anything will happen, it happen. It means say you for plan yourself and waiting for do day 1, day 2 waiting for do, day 3 waiting for do. And as you step out finally day when the lockdown they end waiting for do. Tiana.
Yes, well, plenty thank you to Reverend Joshua Abiose Duncan. Family, we don't almost come to the end of the afternoon session of the /IRN Corona update. But before we go, I want to bring to Una Dispress public notice. We come out from the Salone government COVID-19 national response emergency operation center now Wilkinson Road inside Freetown. The public notice reads say it don't come to the attention of the COVID-19 national response, say some people them and communities them don't begin for target ambulances them and healthcare workers them as then they go about to provide essential healthcare services. Then attack also come out from the false information where they go around say where they mislead the public. Therefore, the government of Salone and the EOC, they want the general public them for let them tap this kind of bad thing where go lead to bad thing will happen way as a criminal act and it punishable by law. And we remember say before the COVID-19, Begin as Salone, the government through the Ministry of Well Body Business, we don't roll out the national ambulance service all over the country. And due to the public health emergency, they begin some ambulance them way now for COVID-19 related cases no more. Where done they in all day pan the ambulance system where they use or when they use for routine services. Then they encourage the general public for let them continue for comply with the emergency measures the way they enforce and for support with well body professionals them all them as then they go about their duty. Together we can defeat COVID-19. Now the spokesman for the EOC Emergency Operations Center, Solomon Jamiru, now sign this public notice.
Well, now so this segment of / Iron Corner update the telephone. Executive producer now Joshua Nicole, the producer them now being Aminata Finama Sakoy, Mohamed Bashir Sanusi, Michael Sambola, and Kelvin Lamin Lando.
Now Franklin Pemabi and Musa Eskamara make una see na Facebook. Plenty thank you to DJ Ahmad we give you technical support. And we bring the segment of IRN / Corona update. Mina Tiana Alpha.
And Mina John Conti, we wish you all the very best.